Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, and today we're going to talk about the best Pokemon coming to Pokemon Go in 3rd Gen, which, as we all know, is right around the corner. Right, Niantic? It's right around the corner. We're getting 3rd Gen soon, right? Good. Number 5 is Gardevoir, the first Pokemon you think of when someone says Fairy type. If you think of Sylveon, you're too young for me. Gardevoir will have 237 attack, which will put her in 25th place. Out of 386. That's not terrible. She'll have 220 defense, which will put her 34th, but 136 stamina, which is good for 160th. But her final max CP will be 2,965. So while you'll never be able to get it over 3,000 like you can with Dragonite or Tyranitar or Blissey or the Legendaries, still, Gardevoir is the 5th most powerful Pokemon coming in from Ruby and Sapphire. It's a Fairy type, which means it'll be able to deal with those Dragon types. It'll probably get Fairy Stab, which means you better look out, Tyranitar, because you can get hit with a super effective Stab Moonblast, and you're not going to be a big fan of it. Also, with her relatively high attack stats, she will be useful, seeing as not a lot of types really enjoy the Fairy typing, except if you're Poison or Steel, but those Pokemon aren't even used anyway, except for Scizor once in a while, but it's once in a while. Number 4 is Milotic. We'll have 192 attack, which is good for 94th. Not very good, but the good part's coming up. 242 defense, which is good for 18th, and 190 stamina, which is good for 40th. You wrap all that up in a nice little gift basket, you've got a 2,968 max CP Pokemon coming to Pokemon Go. Now, it is a pure water type. Now, as we know, pure water types have not functioned all that well yet in the meta. There are not a lot of high offensive mons that really don't mind a water type anymore, seeing as, you know, Zapdos exists and Raikou exists, and even things like Vileplume and Victory Bell exist. So it's going to be tough for Milotic to break in, but I guess depending on her moveset, if she gets Dragon Tail, or if she gets Ice Beam, that'd be great because she will take on the Dragons. Of course, having the water typing allows her to hit T-Tar, but, you know, with a 2,968 CP, she's coming in 4th of the new Pokemon. 3rd is the first Pokemon to break 3,000, that is Agron at 3,004. With 198 attack, 79th place, 314 defense, that's 7th, and 140 stamina, that's 132nd. Does not seem like Agron's going to be that helpful. But what you have to look at is that massive defense stat and that steel typing. That steel typing allows him to resist Dragon, it allows him to resist Fairy, and it allows him to hit super effectively back at those fairies, which are slowly going to become more popular as more Pokemon are introduced into the games. Well, Agron has a high defensive stat. That means attacks are going to be doing less damage to him, which I also think Agron is going to make for a very nice raid boss going forward. They're going to want to make a raid boss out of that. That's pure speculation, but I think they're going to do that. Also because I don't think they're going to spoil us right away with the pseudo-legends for raids. You know, the Metagrosses, the Salamences, stuff like that. What I think they're going to do is give us kind of like a mid-tier 3 evolution mon for, you know, level 4 raid bosses, and I feel like Agron is the perfect candidate. Number 2 is Salamence at 3,532 CP. With 277 attack, that will put Salamence 5th over 5. Number 5 out of everything. That's crazy. Salamon's going to come in hot with some high offense. 168 defense, which is going to make him 130th, but we've never known Salamence to be anything more than an offensive juggernaut. Sure, in 4th and 5th gen, you kick the tires on a Roost, Dragon Dance, you know, sub Dragon Claw, intimidate Salamence. That happened, yes, but it was never very prevalent. With 190 stamina, that's going to make Salamence 46th. Now, what Salamence does is adds another high-octane dragon type to the games. Quad weak to ice, which is always going to give Pokemon like Cloyster and Articuno and even stuff like Jinx value. So that cannot be understated. What Salamence is going to be strong, but it's also going to allow you to keep using other Pokemon, which variety really is the name of the game. Salamence is going to have a plethora of moves based on what it knows in the games, but I'm expecting stuff like Dragon Claw and Outrage and Dragon Tail, much like what Dragonite has. And number 1 is Metagross, coming in at 3,645 CP. With 257 attack, that's going to put him 12th, 248 defense, that's 17th, and 160 stamina, that's 87th. So right off the bat, you can tell high attack, high defense is going to be used as a nice tank. The Steel Psychic type makes it weak to ground and dark, most notably, so stuff like T-Tar and Golem and Rhydon, stuff you've been using in your raids already, you're going to have a nice time against Salamis. However, it will be able to hit T-Tar with super effective stab, making T-Tar versus Metagross battles clashes of titans. They'll hit each other super effectively with their stabs, and the battle will not last very long. While not a lot of stamina, Metagross is never known to be around that long anyway. Especially with its weaknesses being so common, expect Metagross to have a nice ability to punch holes in enemy gyms and raid bosses, but not for it to survive for a long time. Sure, while that defense stat is high, that the stamina stat and the common weaknesses of the current meta make it so that Metagross will not last as long as you might think based on its surface numbers. Now 1A is slocking at 5,541 CP. Now why is slocking a non-legendary so high? For those of you who do not know what slocking is, in the Pokemon game, slocking has an ability called Truant, which means literally every other turn it does nothing. So if you attack with Tackle, the next turn it can only just sit there. You can't switch out, it just sits there. Which is why slocking is so powerful, because it only attacks one every 2 turns. I do not know if abilities are going to be in this game for 3rd gen. I don't think they will be, but I cannot see them keeping slocking this high. That's why he's kind of 1A on the list. They nerfed Mewtwo in slocking. Let's just look at the numbers. If they were to keep slocking stats, this is what they would be: 319 attack, which is second only behind Mewtwo, 201 defense, and 300 stamina, which is only behind Blissey, Chansey, and Snorlax. It's normal type, only weak to fighting, like Blissey. So it's like Blissey, but more offensive. They would never allow that. They're going to have to nerf this thing in some fashion, which is why I don't count it. But right now, slocking at 1A is 5,441 CP. Off the books. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe for more Pokemon and Pokemon Go content going forward. And comment below your thoughts as well. Comments and likes really make this channel go around. So without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Good night.